In today's video, I'm going to try and teach myself how to build a Chrome extension. The only problem is I've never built one before. So the goal for this video is to design and build a real working Chrome extension that organizes my tabs. So in this week on Build, I'm going to try and get this thing up and running by the end of the video and hopefully see if I can tame my messy browser. We waste no time building, we just get right into things. I need to build a Chrome extension that tames my tabs called Tab Tamer. If you think I have a better name for it, leave it down in the comments below. Otherwise, Tab Tamer is what I'm going for right now. Tab Tamer is a Chrome extension that automatically manages, organizes, and tames your open browsers so they don't spiral out of control. Tabs you haven't touched in a while get parked, smart grouping, quick search and jump, UI UX flow, pop-up dashboard, under the hood, manifest 3, background service worker, pop-up React UI. I love React, so this is already off to a great start. Storage API to save user settings, groups, and sessions, and declarative rules to auto-suspend tabs. Cursor prompt. Build me a Chrome extension called Tab Tamer with manifest v3. Manifest JSON, manifest v3, Tab Tamer, include all this stuff. We got the pop-up, the background, the storage, the deliverables. Now this build feels very orangey, so that's what we're going to do. If you haven't seen me talk about color theory in relation to SaaS, I have another video up on the channel about it. But for now, we're going with orange. Could go up here, copy that, head back over to cursor, and we're going to paste that in. Before I actually just pasted the color theory in by itself, and cursor didn't know what to do with that. So we're building Tab Tamer. With vibe coding tools galore, it has never been easier to get started learning how to code. Now, a lot of people think that AI is coming to replace all of our jobs, but I can tell you firsthand, as someone who's never built a Chrome extension before, I can look at this project and understand how exactly it was put together. So, as it goes through and builds every single section, I'm learning in real time from watching cursor automatically go through and build it. I understand the manifest.json. I understand the popup.html, the popup.css. Everything that is being written so far, I am understanding because as a developer, I could go build it myself manually. But it's like having a teacher build something super fast in front of you. Although you may not understand everything at first, it gives you a clear guideline and roadmap to what you can actually do to build this thing. And in our case, it's already going here. We have the manifest.json with Tab Tamer. We've got popup.html, which has our full HTML. For anybody who's newly into development or is getting into vibe coding, Chrome extensions seem to be a great place to start because you're solving small but meaningful problems in a workspace that already makes sense. If you use Google Chrome on a day-to-day basis, you probably use a few Chrome extensions that make your life easier. The next steps include generating the icons, loading the extension, and testing the features, including auto-suspend, session management, and search. What's interesting to me is the fact that it actually went ahead and created all of these icons, but it needed me to physically go on to the Google Chrome site that it created to actually download them and put them in the icons folder. Now, that's pretty cool because again, it's very hands-off as opposed to actually being hands-on. So now let's take this entire Chrome extension, load it into Chrome, and see exactly how it holds up. Okay, we're on the Chrome Extensions tab here, and we're going to just enable developer mode. We're going to go ahead and hit Load Unpacked. We're going to select our folder here, and let's see how it does. Tab Tamer 1.0. Manage your browser tabs efficiently with a clean, modern interface. Okay, this is Tab Tamer. We have Tab Tamer, 3 tabs, and I can search through them, Chrome, and it sorts it accordingly. And it is very small. It's very thin. Could definitely be a bit better. Then we have ChatGPT, Tab Tamer, we have the Chrome web extension, and we have Tab Tamer itself. We can suspend all or move to a new window, or just close all, and also save the session. Well, this isn't as big as I would like it to be, and the orange honestly is kind of, no, not kind of, it is very ugly. So this needs to be improved a little bit. So let's go ahead and just hit the button that says focus. Okay, when I hit focus, it actually goes ahead and focuses the correct tab, so I mean that's great, but it's not doing a really great job at organizing all of the tabs that I want. So let's try putting them in an actual folder now before I get into the UI, just to make sure that all the functionality is correct before we start messing around with colors and sizes and things like that. In Tab Tamer, we have the ability to suspend a tab, and now we can see here, tab suspended. This tab has been suspended to save memory and improve performance. And then we can hit this button that says Restore Tab, and it'll restore the tab to its current state that it was in before the tab was suspended. Okay, I could definitely see how if you're somebody who's frustrated that Chrome uses a lot of RAM, having a tool like Tab Tamer where you could just go through and suspend every single tab just like this, as opposed to trying to go through each one, could be great. Because if I don't want to use a browser window anymore, but I still want to make sure that I'm maintaining on those web pages, I could hit the button that says Suspend All, and I could suspend all of the web pages, or move to new window. There's also a button called Save Session here, which if I click on it, it says, the extension tab tamer says, enter a name for this session, which I can load those tabs up again at any given time if I want to. We also have a soft tab cap, show a warning when you have this many tabs open, auto group tabs by domain, exclude certain domains, keyboard shortcuts, data management, and the ability to save settings. So I'm just going to say go through the entire extension and approve the user interface. The extension is currently too thin when the overview tab is viewed, and the orange is quite ugly. I'm also not seeing any helpful tips for using the application or tutorials to get started. What we're doing here is just trying to create a very simple, beginner, hands-on tab management tool. That's all we're doing here. We're just creating a tab management Chrome extension, the most basic version of it helps me with things in Chrome. How can we do that? Well, as we can see here, it's going to go ahead and improve the UI by making it wider, refining the orange color scheme, and adding helpful tips and tutorials. So let's see if this second iteration of the app, again, just only coded in a few minutes by Cursor here, is going to give a better user experience than the first version that we just saw, which was honestly quite ugly. All right, version 2 of Tab Tamer is still as small, but at least we have a welcome to Tab Tamer. Search tabs by typing in the search bar, suspend tabs, save sessions, and use shortcuts. We can still search through all of our tabs, and the UI looks a little bit nicer with the focus being increased, but it is still ugly. And this is the point where many developers would quit, where good old vibe coding just isn't going to get you any further. But now is the part where we actually can learn. Now let's take a look at our options.css and see if we can see what the culprit is here. Oh, I mean, come on, it's right there. Container max width, 800 pixels. Even just looking at this could be like 3 or 4 times wider. So we're just going to bump that up to 3200 pixels. Now, I know it's probably not going to update live because obviously as I save, this is still packaged on the old version and we need to upload it again. But let me see here if there's some way that I could do that live, because there's got to be some way I can save on Cursor and then automatically have Google Chrome update, right? For reference, I've never built Chrome extensions, so this is something I want to know. Short answer, you can save files in Cursor, but Chrome won't auto-update your unpacked extension on file save. You need a reload step. Here are the common dev workflows, fast to slow. One-click reload, recommended. The short answer, no, we can't. So this is good to know. So it's important in this case that I want to go through and make changes that are actually meaningful to the application. Now, when it comes to actually building things, I could have just asked Cursor from the get-go, hey, how do I make the whole window bigger? But that would be not cheating, but it wouldn't really allow me to learn anything. So I didn't. Rather, I went through and logically tried to work through what it is that could increase the size of the window. And after a few attempts of it not working, well, now I'm going to say the window is locked at a small width. How can we increase this so everything fits? Okay, so Cursor has gone ahead and implemented some width and layout fixes that use better space utilization, responsive design, and key improvements to get a pop-up that has a 520 pixel width, which is Chrome compatible, well-portioned, responsive, readable, and efficient. And it looks like this. Much better, Tab Tamer. Now it actually fits. And you know what? The orange bugs me a lot less when it's not constricted. So here we go. We have Tab Tamer. I can make that go away. We have each of our tabs here that we can either focus, suspend, or close. And then we can either, using our quick actions, suspend all, move to a new window, or close all. We have a functional Chrome extension. We can see here if I click on any of these, focus, it'll automatically bring us back into wherever we were, and it's very easy to navigate around. So at this point, it's just about making it more customized and making it work for me, and then actually getting it up on the Chrome Web Store. So how do I do that? Well, according to ChatGPT, we have to actually prepare our package. We have to make sure the extension works in developer mode. We have to load it and verify that the manifest JSON is valid. As we can see, it says manifest v3 is required. If we hop back into Cursor here, we can see that if we go to our manifest.json, we can see that our manifest version does meet that requirement because it's manifest version 3. We can make sure that all files, background, pop-up options, icons, etc. are included, and the extension runs without console errors. So to actually get console errors, we can just go back to the Chrome extensions page. So once we're back on this page, all we would have to do is go ahead and hit a third button here that would say errors, which would be visible if there were any, and we would see any errors that we need to fix. Next, we set up a developer account on the Chrome Web Store developer dashboard, sign in with a Google account, and pay the one-time developer registration fee, which is currently $5. Whew! Apple charges $100 per year. Create a new item in the developer dashboard, upload our extension as a zip file, zip the contents of the extension folder, not the folder itself, which includes the manifest.json at the root level. Now, this basically means that I'm not taking this folder here that says tab Tamer and then putting it in a zip folder. So if you open the zip folder, you see this. Rather, I'm taking all the contents of this folder and then putting that in a zip folder. So that's good to know. Next would be to fill out the store listing as expected. Then go through compliance and review, make sure that it follows the Chrome Web Store policies, pay special attention to permissions, data privacy, and functionality. Make sure whatever you're uploading actually matches whatever you say you're uploading. And finally, submit everything review. Once everything is uploaded and filled out, click publish. Google reviews your extension, and it usually takes a few days to a week. And if approved, your extension goes live on the Chrome Web Store, and you'll get a shareable link. If I want to update it at all I got to do is increment the version number in the manifest.json, rezip and upload the new version, and submit the update in the developer dashboard. But Josh, I hear you ask, how does one increment the version number in the manifest.json? That sounds really hard. Well, it's actually pretty simple. All we do is go to the manifest.json, we go to the version here, and we go 1.0.1. Now, if you're wondering how exactly you should be labeling the version numbers, like should it be 1.0.1 or 1.1.0 or 1.2.0, if you want to figure out how that's done, Google it. In a little under 45 minutes, I went from knowing nothing about how to build Chrome extensions to getting a full Chrome extension built for me. Although it may be simple, I now understand that the manifest.json, your HTML, CSS, and JavaScript is really all it takes to make it fully functional. So if I was able to build that in 45 minutes, imagine what you'd be able to build with just a week for your MVP. Thank you so much for watching, and if you want to see more videos like this, I'll leave a link to the build playlist. My name is Josh Mountain, and I'll see you in the next one.